You've been taught to be strong, steady, and perfect. But what if that definition of manhood is the very thing pulling you apart? Do you ever feel like no matter what you do, it's just not enough? Like you're checking all the boxes, doing all the right things, and still someone's disappointed. Maybe it's your boss, maybe it's your partner, maybe it's your family, or even maybe it's you. I want to talk to you today about something I've never heard said out loud enough, especially to men. It's this quiet, heavy pressure that we're supposed to be perfect, not just good, not just steady, but perfect. Hey, I'm Kyle, and welcome to your channel. I'm a master NLP practitioner and a master success coach for men who are done pretending they're okay and they're ready to live a life that actually feels like theirs. And today, we're talking about something most guys feel every single day, but almost none of us will actually say it out loud. That quiet pressure to be perfect, to hold it all together, to be strong, steady, and successful, no matter what's happening to us on the inside. But here's the thing about perfection, it doesn't actually exist. And the more you chase it, the more you will lose yourself. You know, I can say that because I've seen it with my own eyes, because I've lived it. There has only been one perfect man to ever walk this earth before, and he's not physically here anymore. So, if you've been feeling like you're constantly falling short at home, at work, in your relationship, in your own head, stick with me here because this conversation, it might just be the first time someone actually tells you the truth that you're just buried under a version of manhood that was never yours to carry. Let's get into it. So, listen, society puts so much pressure on what a man is and how they're supposed to act. You're supposed to be strong, but never controlling, emotionally available, but not too emotional, successful, but humble, dominant, but never aggressive. You're supposed to be, soft, but not too soft because, well, then you're just weak, right? Do you get it? It's a it's kind of like a tightrope. It's a never-ending battle of being Mr. Right. You step a little too far to one side, you're toxic. Too far to the other, you're not masculine enough. You speak your truth, you're you're difficult or maybe even argumentative. If you stay quiet, you're emotionally unavailable, or it seems that you just don't care. It's, it's no wonder most men walk through their life tense in their shoulders, clenched in their jaw, and just that heaviness in their chest. We are being forced to carry a standard that doesn't even exist. And it's not even an obtainable thing. And we've been told, if you just do more, if you just try harder, if if you can just be better, then maybe you'll finally be enough, right? But enough to who? Enough compared to what? So I had a conversation recently that it really bothered me. So one of my closest friends that I've known for about 12 years now, um, anyways, he called me one night last week and he just started running it from the moment I answered the phone. I could hear the frustration in his voice, but underneath that, man, there was just so much hurt there. He said to me, "Bro, I don't even know what to do anymore. I'm doing everything, working, the kids, the house, and I still feel like I'm falling short every single day. Like nothing I do is ever good enough for her. I'm exhausted." And I just let him run it. And when when he finally stopped talking, I asked him a simple two-word question. So I started asking him, "What else?" There was a pause on the phone. Then he would talk some more. And when he stopped again, I asked him again, what else? And I kept doing that until he said that he had nothing left in him and that that was it. So I held space for my brother to release all that pent up frustration he had, you know, so he could just clear his mind and get it all out. Now, when he was done, I paused for a moment because I could feel where he was speaking from. Not from pride, not from anger, but really from defeat. Now, this is a good man, a loyal man, a hardworking family man. He's not perfect, but he's trying his damn best to be. And still he felt like he was a failure in his own home. Not because he wasn't doing enough, but because the standard he was measuring himself against, the standard that he was measured against, is impossible to obtain. He wasn't failing. He was trying to reach a finish line that, it just keeps moving every time he would get close to it. It kind of made me think of that old cartoon where there'd be a carrot hanging right in front of a horse's face, and all he had to do was move forward to get it. But when he took a step, the carrot didn't move closer. It just stayed the same distance, away from him, just far enough away so no matter how many steps he took, he would never get the carrot. So I want you to understand perfection is the same thing, right? It's maybe like that. Um and maybe you have felt that too. Like no matter how hard you work, no matter how much you carry, there's there's always more that's expected of you. Right? So you fix one thing, something else breaks. Maybe you hold space for someone and they don't do the same for you in return. You open up and they tell you that you're being too sensitive. So what do most men do? Like they shut down, they get quiet, they may start questioning themselves. They'll think maybe I am the problem, but you're not the problem. The problem isn't that you're not enough. The problem is this sublime idea that being a man means being perfect. So I want to tell you something that might challenge what you've been taught. Perfection is not the goal, presence is. Perfection will keep you trapped. It'll make you a ghost in your own life, always chasing but never arriving. Now, presence brings you back home to yourself. It allows you to say, I'm not perfect, but I'm here. I'm honest and I'm real. And that's more than enough. You want to know the cruelest part of this whole thing? This pressure to be perfect doesn't just come from, the outside world. The worst part is that we internalize it. We carry it into our relationships. We use it to beat ourselves up every time we fall short. And and the men who feel the most, they're the ones that are usually the ones who care the deepest, who try the hardest, who were never taught doing their best doesn't have to mean being perfect. So, let me ask you something and be real with yourself. What are you still trying to prove? And more importantly, who are you trying to prove it to? Because maybe, just maybe you don't need to do more to be enough. Maybe you just need to come back to the man you've already been underneath all that pressure. Not the perfect version of you. Remember, perfection doesn't exist, but the present one. So let me bring this back full circle for you. So my friend that I was talking to after our conversation, he didn't just magically fix everything at home, but something inside of him shifted, right? He stopped trying to live up to a standard he didn't agree to. And he started leading from his truth, not from pressure. So he had some hard conversations with his wife that, frankly, were long overdue. He set some boundaries that he needed, and He really stopped trying to be everything and started showing up as himself. And what happened? Not only did his marriage start to feel real again, he started feeling like himself again. Not perfect, just present. So if you're watching this and you feel like you're constantly falling short, constantly trying to do more, to be more, to, to prove more, let me just say something to you that you probably haven't heard enough in your life. You are already enough, not because you're perfect, because remember, perfection does not exist, but because you care, because you show up and you're willing to do the work. You know, that's really what makes a man powerful. Not perfection, but presence, integrity, and truth, right? So if this hit home, don't just scroll away like nothing happened. I've dropped some free resources below that will help you take the next step back to yourself. No more pressure, no more performing. And if you want to walk this path together with me, I've got group coaching and one on one spaces for men who are done trying to be perfect and ready to be whole. So do yourself a favor, hit subscribe, grab the tools, and reach out. Give me a follow on social media too. Links are in the description. Remember, you're not broken, you're becoming. I'll see you on the next video. Stay strong, brother.